Machine is a third-generation family-owned business which employs over 400 people in Southwest Washington. We've been in business for over 75 years and have had a positive impact on the community through job creation. In our concrete products division, we design and manufacture all the equipment necessary to support the construction of concrete products, specifically pavers, retaining wall products, and block to build housing. Our orders range from about $500,000 to $3 million, and as a result of the magnitude of the transaction, our equipment is generally purchased using some type of financing by our customers. We export to over 100 countries worldwide and have had customers use EXIM financing many times, especially in Latin America. We have strong competition from Europe and Japan, and they also have access to financing alternatives such as EXIM Bank. Over the last several years, the percentage of international revenues in total for the concrete products division has increased significantly. We believe that having EXIM Bank financing available to our customers has contributed to that increase, and therefore is one of the many tools that Columbia needs in order to be successful long-term in the international markets. Our machinists, fabricators, finished assembly technicians, our engineers, our repair technicians, our sales personnel, our distribution specialists, and our customer service representation, and all of our administration staff and their families count on our international sales and our ability to grow our business. We highly support the reauthorization of the export-import of the U.S. and America, as it provides a very attractive financing alternative for some of our customers and levels the playing field with some of the international competition that we have. Again, thank you, Senator Cantwell, for your support of the export-import, EXIM Bank, and American manufacturing jobs, specifically in Southwest Washington and the state of Washington. Thank you so much. I want to introduce John Russell from Coram USA.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me to be here. I really do appreciate it. Yes, I'm John Russell. I'm the financial controller for a company, Coram USA, and we export pulp and paper worldwide. We have 8 employees here in Washington and over 60 employees company-wide. For us, EXIM Bank filled a gap in our USA business credit insurance where we would have lost significant revenue if it were not for one of the programs they offer. As a company, we carry credit insurance on all of our customers unless the terms are letters of credit or cash in advance. When we approached our regular carrier about this particular customer, they felt like they were already had enough risk. They were carrying enough exposure that they were not comfortable covering this customer for us. Now, we have a broker that we work with, and we really did look for alternative sources of coverage for this customer to no avail. We were familiar with EXIM Bank programs through another transaction that we had approached them on. So at that point, we applied for a single buyer credit insurance policy for this customer. And I've had a good time online. The instructions were clear. I did the application online. I was able to upload everything. Everything worked, believe it or not. It was pretty nice. And I was able to get help via email too. And I even talked to a couple of people, so that's always nice. In addition, for this type of thing, you can track your application online so you know as it moves through the system where it's at. So that's very helpful. And we were able to get coverage for this customer. Sales to this customer have been, for 2012, we shipped about 7,300 metric tons of pulp with gross revenue of $4.2 million. For 2013, we shipped 11,800 metric tons with gross revenue of $7.5 million. And for the first half of 2014, we shipped roughly 6,000 metric tons with gross revenue of $4 million. And that's significant for us. We're projected to do $20 million this year. So it's a significant part of our business. Without EXIM Bank, we would not have been able to develop the relationship that we have been able to develop with this customer. And these sales help our company continue to employ our workforce locally and remain profitable and competitive. So we really need EXIM Bank. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Mike Bulmer of the CREDC. He is the president.
Thank you and good morning. I'm Mike Bulmer, president of the Columbia River Economic Development Council. The CRDC is a private-public partnership of over 140 investors and strategic partners working together to advance the economic vitality of Clark County through business growth and innovation. I want to thank Senator Cantwell for the opportunity to participate today on behalf of the CRDC, and also extend thanks to the business community, our great partners at the Chamber as well. I also want to thank one of our special partners, Columbia Machine, for hosting us here today. They're a truly amazing company. Like the rest of our state, Southwest Washington is heavily reliant on international trade with over 9,000 jobs directly supported by export activities and almost $4 billion in total merchandise and manufacturing goods exported from the region from 2012. Looking at the greater Portland MSA, which includes Clark County, nearly 1/5 of the region's economy is generated by exports, supporting over 142,000 jobs. In fact, the Greater Portland MSA was one of only 4 regions in the nation that doubled exports in the past decade, with annual exports of more than $21 billion. Because of this strength, Greater Portland Inc., a key strategic partner to the CRDC, led the effort to develop the Greater Portland Export Initiative after a year of study with the Brookings Institution. The Export Initiative was launched in 2012 with the goal of doubling regional exports by 2017. Resources that assist companies to successfully export their goods, such as the EXIM Bank, are crucial tools that help us achieve this goal. Since 2007, 8 companies and $81 million in export have been supported by the EXIM Bank right here in Southwest Washington. As the nation's official export credit agency, the EXIM Bank offers the export credit that most private financial institutions are unable to offer, and partners with those financial institutions that are helping companies, large and small, to export goods and services to international markets without competing with existing financial institutions. The assistance provided by the EXIM Bank can be especially important for small businesses, which is evidenced by the fact that 87% of EXIM Bank transactions directly benefit U.S. small businesses. One of the strategies identified in the Export Initiative business plan is to enhance the export pipeline by increasing the number of small business and medium-sized businesses exporting. So again, this is an important tool in helping to achieve this goal. In fact, half of the companies in Southwest Washington that have been supported by the EXIM Bank since 2007 have been small businesses. I want to thank Senator Cantwell again for being here in Vancouver today to discuss this important economic development issue. I was honored to participate in the small business field hearing that we had a couple months back. So the fact that you're here today speaks loudly to your commitment to our business community and to our region. Thank you.
We are very pleased to have the chair of the Small Business Committee and the chair of the Aviation Subcommittee with us today. In 2012, Senator Cantwell was a leader in the U.S. Senate who fought to reauthorize the Export-Import Bank. Please welcome Senator Maria Cantwell.
Brian, I think you summed it up correctly. You really just talked about what this is all about. In a nutshell, it really is all about manufacturing. I know we're going to talk about a means by which manufacturing jobs are helped and created through the Export-Import Bank, but this is all about America's desire to keep our competitiveness in manufacturing jobs, an area that are high-wage jobs, family-wage jobs, that are so important to our country. Well, to be competitive in manufacturing, these guys all around here in Columbia will tell you there's many aspects to that. Creating great product, staying on top of innovation, having a skilled workforce, but also being able to sell product to your end customer. So that's why we're here today to talk about the challenges of selling to that end customer that are developing all around the globe. 95% of our consumers are outside of the United States. We're expecting the middle class to double in the next 20 years. So if we want to continue to grow our economy here at home, we have to chase those international marketplace opportunities. So that's what we're doing here today, to say that 400 people at this plant think that making sure their product gets to countries around the globe is critically important, and to make sure that the Export-Import Bank, which expires in 92 days unless Congress acts, it's very important that the United States Senate, when we return in a week, pass this out of the United States Senate, and that we also get a bill out of the House of Representatives and go to conference on it so that we can resolve any differences by the time we get back in September. So this is so important because 85,000 Washington state jobs hang in the balance. That's how many jobs have been supported here from the Export-Import Bank. And it really is about stamping on those products made in the USA and getting them to the end customer. Columbia Machine knows that the global marketplace is very competitive. Countries like Spain and Germany are offering the same types of export credit assistance to their competitors. So if they don't offer those types of credit financing, how are we going to get those end customers to sign on the dotted line? And as was mentioned, this is 90% about small businesses. That's the number of transactions that are done. 90% of them are for small and medium-sized businesses. Now, I just want to make a footnote. Yes, Boeing uses this as well to sell to end customers, and somehow people always cite the amount of money that is actually dedicated to the sales of those airplanes and how big that is. Well, it's almost like people want us to apologize for making an expensive product that customers buy overseas. We should be proud that the United States of America makes something that valuable that everybody else wants to buy in the globe, and make sure that those countries can finance that product and that securitization is there. When you think about it, small businesses, you have an end customer who doesn't pay, you can go to court and basically pursue a suit. What do you do when your end customer is a government in a different country? How do you make sure that they pay? So these individuals and other small businesses will tell you that having this security side of a credit agency helps make sure that these businesses get paid and that the financing goes through. Obviously, here on the West Coast, we don't need to understand why important it is for trade and economic development. It is a big part of our economy today. But all over the state of Washington, these small businesses are using the Export-Import Bank. Everybody from a music stand maker in Yakima, Washington, to a grain silo manufacturer in Spokane, to aviation subcontractors in Everett, Washington. And the good news is the people who use this program pay fees into the program, and those fees have been used to actually pay down the U.S. deficit. So this isn't a program where the United States loses dollars. This is a program that not only helps these businesses grow their footprint on a global basis and hire more employees, it actually helps us pay down the federal deficit. So earlier this year, the bank reduced our federal deficit by transferring more than $1 billion in revenue to the U.S. Treasury. So these are the kind of win-win-win situations that we want to see. It's a win for American jobs, and it's a win for American taxpayers. So the bottom line is we need to make sure that we close whatever financing gaps there are in the international marketplace and ensure that Washington businesses have the tools they need to compete. Columbia Machine is a true success story. It's a family business that grew to support hundreds of jobs in our community, and it's one of the largest private employers here in Clark County. So we need to make sure that they do have a level playing field, and that's why we need to make sure the bank is reauthorized now. Time is literally running out, and we need to make sure that this is done, and that we make sure that we don't have to keep fighting this battle every year, making sure that there is certainty in the marketplace instead of the unpredictable nature that is coming up now that we haven't reauthorized this program. So again, I want to thank everybody here for hosting this and for the great, incredible work that's being done at this facility. We look forward to seeing more of it on a tour. And then just a special request as we end. We just hope everybody will go and communicate to other businesses here in the state of Washington and throughout the United States. We need small businesses and groups and organizations like CREDEC and the Chamber of Commerce to communicate to people throughout the United States about the importance of this program. Let's just face it, we are pioneers here, historically and still today. So the fact that we have been so aggressive on trade and it is actually growing our economy is something we need to communicate to the rest of the United States, who may not understand why we have the second largest grain elevator here because the rising middle class in Asia. We have to communicate that with chasing those markets actually comes job creation right here at home. And that's why we have to get this reauthorized. So thank you all very much for your help and support, and we look forward to working with you as we fight this battle over the next 2 months. Thank you.